Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl in Nederland, Texas, and today we have a fun video for you. We're going to go over how to use the new holographic adhesive vinyls. Now, before we jump into what you're going to need for the tutorial, I did want to go ahead and remind you that our weekly WOW sale this week that ends on August the 16th of 2020 is 15% off your entire purchase. Now, that does exclude kits and bundles, but it includes everything else. So let's jump into it, and there is no code needed. So the colors that we're using in the holographic adhesive are the Hollow Mist Pink, the Hollow Mist Purple, the Hollow Mist Rainbow, the Hollow Mist Silver. We're also gonna need a binder, which looks just like this. This is just a plain clear view binder. Transfer tape, easy wooden pick, a ruler, your squeegee, paper towels, and denatured alcohol. Now, this file is available on my Patreon page for my $4 or more a month patrons. Now, if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, we'll go over how we're gonna make this binder. So the first thing that we're going to do is download our teaching SVG. And as you can see, it says Butterfly Teacher. And this, again, is available on our Patreon page, which is www.betsygocher, or www.patreon.com/BetsyGocher. It is linked in our description box. So you're just going to click on that red link. And as you can see, it says 810 tutorial. Now we're going to go down here to Cricut Design Space, click Upload, go to Upload Image, browse, go to Butterfly Teacher, and select Open. And this would make a wonderful teacher gift as well. This is something that is just astronomically awesome. And whether you have teacher friends or this is something that you could easily sell, you could put it on any type of planner or clipboard, things like that. You could even make a sign. I just thought doing a binder, since it is back to school, would be cute. Okay, so as you can see right now, the width is 9.8 by the height of 10.8. So we can go ahead and let's adjust this to 10.5 and see what that makes our height. Okay, let's go 10.2 because the binder is about 10.5 by 11.5. Okay, so that works pretty well. Let's do perfect. So for this design, I am not going to use registration marks. We're going to do a different method using parchment paper. Okay, so as you can see right now, we've got 4 different colors, which is super cute. Our butterfly is going to be in the rainbow, and then everything else is just going to be different. So let's go ahead and select our text. The black is going to be the pink color. So let's go ahead and weld that together. Start selecting all of our little red dots. There we go. There's a lot of them. Okay, keep selecting all the little red dots. And I'll show you that this part is one of the longest parts whenever you're doing any type of design work, making sure everything is together. But I don't want to have to relay all those out. I think that would be a pain in the hiney. There we go. Lots of dots. And I think we're getting there. Almost. But as you can see, the red is the absolute most. So the red is going to be the hardest portion to weld together. Which I probably should have saved red for last and welded everything and made it where I couldn't see and then selected the red. But you know, hindsight is 20/20. Okay. So there is our red that is done. Let's go ahead and select all of our black pieces. And weld that. Okay. Make that where we can't see it. Again, select all of the purple. Weld it. Make it where we can't see it. And then what I'm going to do, there we go, is going to go ahead and weld the blue. Now I realize that there's going to be a lot of waste, but for me, myself personally, that is not something that I worry about too much because I look at waste if it saves time. Like I don't mind waste if it saves time. So there we go. Everything is ready to go. We do not mirror because this is regular adhesive. Okay. So we're going to choose Premium Holographic. Now, if you'll give me a moment, we'll get this all cut and laid out and you'll see how cute it's going to be. So if the volume is off on this part of the video, I am sorry. I do have a new microphone coming. I have already weeded most of the vinyl, but I do have some left to weed. And one thing I wanted to show y'all that I'm doing is this is the main pieces because I cut out corners for both of the purple and the silver. So I stuck it back down to some parchment paper so that way I can recut this material so it's not wasted. Now this will work on a material like this that is thick and plasticky. I don't think this would work on your regular like Oracal 651. I think it's too thin, but something like this, yes, it will work on to not waste all that material. As I said, I went ahead and weeded most of it. I did save the pink layer to go ahead and do. So we'll go ahead and start with that one. But I was asked how this weeded, and to me, I mean, it's harder than regular adhesive, but nothing too hard. You see what I mean by the rigidity of this? I can pull this off in one piece and then easily lay it back down. So that makes it a whole lot easier if I wanted to make something else with those old pieces. Now, I do not know the cut settings for those, so that would be something that I would recommend you test. But it is a great way to save vinyl, but still keep all of your image in piece, like in one section, because to me, that is a time saver. Okay, so as you can tell, everything is now weeded. So we're gonna go ahead and line this up. So I have a piece of just basic white parchment paper taped down to the bottom layer. And I'm going to grab my transfer tape, which again is the Oracal, well, it's Oratape MT80P which has been my favorite application tape lately by far. So, and I always, as I've said, I prefer a application tape that has a paper backing because I feel like I get less waste with it. So let's go ahead and remove that backing. There we go. And take and cover and squeegee down using my squeegee. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is lay my star layer down. Cover it with the parchment paper. So I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but you can see the stars through. So what I'm going to do is leave a little bit of room . There we go. That dot had the paper behind it. Going slowly. Checking my dots as I go for the paper backing. Okay. Those tiny dots are not always my friend, but they look so pretty. And butterflies are another one of those 90s aesthetic things that are definitely starting to come back into trend. So keep your eyes open for that. Just working it down. And I like to see, for y'all to see that I have to kind of work with it too, because I think that that is extremely important for y'all to see, that it's not always perfect. And I think my new microphone's supposed to be here tomorrow, so hopefully our audio quality will be somewhat back to normal. Okay, so now I'm just grabbing my little pick and removing the paper backing that stayed. Okay, set that to the side. Take my tape, tape that down. It makes it a whole lot easier to see what I'm doing when that is in place. Perfect. Now I did pick up one of my little holographic stars. set that to the side. You know what, we're gonna do this without the parchment paper. There we go. Okay. Perfect. There we go. Place our other star back down. And I do want to adjust this guy. He seems to be kind of just off on his own in the center. Right there. Looks good. Okay. Now we're going to use the parchment paper again. Okay. Okay, see how I'm just playing with the layout with the parchment paper, because the parchment paper, as you can see, is movable, whereas the under part that I have taped down is not. Let's see how far the magical goes. Okay, so let's bring that up. That looks good. Okay. Okay, so now I'm just kind of sticking the paper down. Or not really the paper, the transfer tape. Now I'm going to lift, remove the transfer tape, and squeegee back down from the center. Okay? Lift it again. Remove the paper backing. Just rolling. And part of the time, if there's a lot of humidity in your space, you can deal with what I'm dealing with, which is where it's not always wanting to release from the paper, or if it's cut just a little bit too deep, which mine possibly could be because I just changed blades because I've been cutting a lot of glitter. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now that is done. Again, take our layer that says learning is magical. Grab a piece of tape. I'm going to tape this one down at the bottom. Grab our parchment paper. Okay. Matching our lines up. Looks good to me. There we go. Have to adjust that. Okay. Lining that back up. Finding our position. Looks good to me. Squeegee our tape. Slowly removing the parchment paper because slowly and surely is the way to go. There we go. Now squeegeeing that down. Okay, so as you can see, now our decal is all laid out. It looks good. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab our binder, making sure the bottom is facing me because I'm the one applying this, so I wanna make sure it's facing me. Denatured alcohol. Spray that. Wipe it down. That helps make sure, again, that there are no anything left as far as germs or anything like, not germs, oils off your hands. So what I just did is I took my binder and I laid it on the edge of the table. I think that that is what's going to work the best for me to line this up and lay this out. Okay. Okay, make sure all of our pieces stay. There we go. Okay, perfect. Squeegee it down. Okay. Make sure it's all squeegee. There we go. put some force into it. Slowly remove our transfer tape. Okay. Look how good that looks. Now, one thing about it is mine's not laid out perfectly. I could have spent more time to make sure it was, but, you know, honestly, that was the least of my worries. I mean, that's not something that I care about a whole lot, you know. I like when things have a little bit of more of that homemade feel. But look how good that looks. Now, if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, we'll go over how we made that. See, look. Hopefully you like this video. If you do, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget that our sale is going on right now all the way through August the 16th, 15% off your entire purchase. But look how good that looks. I love the holographic materials. Isn't that so cute and so easy to do? Yes, it took a little while, but again, it always seems like I have more trouble whenever I'm doing something on camera than when I'm doing it off. Don't forget to check us out on all of our social media, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're interested in anything to do with my makeup, I have a second channel, which is just Betsy Gocher. It is all linked in the description box. But I guess that's it. So we shall see y'all tomorrow on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time for a live.